When you hear that buzzword dynamic range, oh yeah, it just gives you the best dynamic range you can get. You know, you want the best I want the most dynamic range of any of the profiles. Give me that one. Picture profile 8, yep. Log, yeah, I know how to grade that. You don't? You don't know how to grade log? Dude, do you even shoot video? It's Tuesday. You know what that means. On this Tuesday, we are talking about picture profiles, LUTs, dynamic range, how they all work together, and what's gonna give you the absolute best picture coming out of your camera. Okay, first order of business, we have to talk about picture profiles. Now, what is a picture profile? A picture profile is a menu that you can change, adjust, all these different parameters within that menu that essentially dictate what the characteristics are of that image. Some of these characteristics might be the contrast, the detail, the saturation. So a lot of cameras have these predetermined picture profiles already built in for you. I was able to just pick one, go, it looked good in camera. But what I found out later on down the road, as you get more experience with this, there's just not as much flexibility in post-production when trying to adjust the color, adjust the saturation, adjust the contrast, the detail. So I would say one of the most talked about picture profiles out there is shooting in log. For me, I'm a Sony shooter, so they call that S-Log. I shoot in S-Log 3. You're shooting in this really gray, disgusting, flat picture profile. In a nutshell, this is what it means. Follow along. Recording using a log picture profile or curve preserves more of your image's dynamic range and tonality by redistributing the digital exposure value representations over the entire value set using a preset logarithmic function. What is that? Like, no one understands that. When I read that, I was like, what is log? If you go outside and you expose, meaning you're setting your exposure to the highlights, your shadows are gonna be extremely dark. You're not gonna be able to see anything. It's just gonna be a black hole. Like if I'm on a trail and I have really dark river running next to me, but I have this bright sun coming in from the top and I expose to the sun, no way I'm gonna be able to see that river. If I expose for the shadows, but I have this really bright sun, everything up here is just gonna be blown out. Everything, like just bad. Horrible. What a log profile does, it flattens out your image and blends those two together to give you more data so then you can color grade in post-production. And that gives you the ultimate flexibility to be able to bring in all the detail between your highlights and your shadows and make the best cinematic footage you can. Here's where we're gonna tie in LUTs. LUTs. What are LUTs? You probably heard of them. Look up table. That's it. That's what it means. You see a lot of LUTs out there, people selling their LUTs, people giving LUTs away for free. LUTs are gonna vary between different picture profiles. If you're looking to buy or purchase LUTs, do a little bit of research on whoever's used these LUTs that you've talked about, or the creator has given you an idea of how these LUTs should be applied to your footage. What dynamic, because some are creating LUTs for a different profile that's a natural profile burnt into the image. It doesn't have that dynamic range, so it's really gonna affect your image quite a lot. And others are gonna have LUTs that are geared more towards a log profile. Log footage is another level of color grading and color correcting. What I'm gonna do is recommend always shooting in S-Log or log, and here's why. If you're trying to achieve the best image possible, which most of us are, right? If we're creating these videos, we're doing it for a reason. We're trying to create the best image possible. So why wouldn't we shoot in what's gonna give us that exact image? Now, outside of that, I've created a cinematic pack, my Colorado LUT pack, that is geared towards log footage. Essentially, you're gonna be able to take this pack, apply it directly to your log footage. Now, there might be some adjustments with your highlights and your contrast, a little bit with the saturation, depending on what you like. But for the most part, this is taking your log super flat profile and turning it into a cinematic image. That's it. I appreciate you sticking around. I hope you got something out of this. I really appreciate all of you guys, every one of you. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. Pushes it to more people. I appreciate it. Helps the channel, helps us grow as a community. Subscribe. See you in the next one. Next week.